Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Poundland Bescott Stadium in the West Midlands. A rainy West Midlands today for an intriguing fixture to open the WSL weekend festivities once again. As you can hear, it is a noisy, fairly raucous atmosphere as Aston Villa take on Spurs. Two teams with contrasting fortunes to start the season, and we'll take a look at the two teams now. Starting with the home side, Aston Villa. They are going to be playing Daphne Van Domselaar in goal. A back four of Dan Turner, Rachel Corsie, Anna Patton and Lucy Parker. Midfield three of Lucy Staniforth, Jordan Nobbs and Laura Binkhielder-Brown. And up front is Ebony Salmon, along with Rachel Daly and Adriana Leon in a potent-looking attack. Spurs, meanwhile, look for a very interesting team. They've got Becky Spencer in goal, Angharad James, Luana Bula, Molly Bartrip and Ash Neville at the back four. Olga Artinen and Evelina Suminen provide some Finnish see-through in midfield. Jess Naz, Grace Clinton and Celine Bizet-Ilduhay will be the attacking three behind the spearhead of Martha Thomas. These are two teams, as I mentioned, with contrasting fortunes. Spurs currently sitting fourth. They've won 2 of their 3 games and lost 1. That loss was on the opening day against Chelsea. Aston Villa, meanwhile, have yet to win and have only scored 2 goals in 3 games, which is surprising, you'd think, with the attacking power, particularly with the WSL's top scorer last season, Rachel Daly, leading the line. So already we may have some questions for Carla Ward. Looks like we're going to pause here for a moment's silence. So an impeccably observed minute silence there to start the game. And as you can hear, immediately the noise exploding back into noise here in Aston Villa. Before the game, they played Gala's Free From Desire, and all and sundry were informed that Rachel Daly was on fire. She'll need to be on fire today. She scored 1 of Villa's 2 goals this season. The other was Maz Pacheco, who is on the bench today. It looks like Aston Villa will kick off here after the impeccably observed silence for the conflict, of course, in Israel and Gaza. And so Aston Villa in their traditional claret and blue, Spurs in their traditional white with blue shorts. Prepare to get us underway. Both teams take the knee, as has now become traditional, against racism and forms of discrimination. And we're off and running in the West Midlands. Rachel Daly gets us underway. Sitting there is Lucy Parker, and Dan Turner will be the fullbacks. On pass already from Daphne Van Domselaar, who will be key against the Spurs attack today. Jess Naz. She'll play on the left side, look to cut inside. And there is Celine Bizet-Ilduhay. Watch out for her. She loves to play in Robert Villaham's system. I was speaking with Rachel from the Spurs Women blog and the N17 podcast, who's been very helpful in my prep for this game. And she was saying that Celine is very much a fan favourite with Spurs. So if she finds a goal today, it'll be very popular on the white half of North London. And already down the left side, Spurs looking to play positive. Two teams who love to go forward. Robert Villaham has talked about wanting to get his team to a position where other teams fear to play them. Very exciting style. Obviously, he's come in this season, Swedish manager Robert Villaham. Great presence on the bench, very positive in interviews. Spurs fans very excited about what he can do with them. So Spurs will have a free kick, 35, maybe nearer 40 yards from goal. It will be lifted into the area, too long for any player in a white shirt, and eventually headed away. And now Villa are looking to break. You can already see two teams playing with great energy, 2 minutes in here. There's Danielle Turner, who will take this throw in down below us. Shout of trust me. And now Rachel Daly will chase this down as Becky Spencer. The ball sits up a little short then, and Spencer was a little nervous, eventually got that away. And Laura Blinkilde-Brown steps up for Villa, now Staniforth. Rachel Corsi. Dan Turner, and that's woken up the Villa crowd here. They sense that a little nervousness perhaps from Becky Spencer. Experienced international goalie, performed heroics for Jamaica in the summer at the Women's World Cup. Just then the ball held up a little perhaps on the wet pitch here in the West Midlands. And Villa nearly seized on it. They're trying to work the ball around here. Staniforth. Parker. And now Adriana Leon. Pressuring in the corner, Canadian international. She has a point to prove after struggles through arguably no fault of her own at Manchester United last season. She was not one of Mark Skinner's favourite players. Staniforth does very well. Here is Leon again, faced by Ash Neville. Leon goes for the byline. Now cuts back in and tries to get across him. Blinkilde-Brown. Leon goes down in the area, and that is a big shout for a penalty, and it's given. 3.5 minutes in. And that looked to me like a fairly clear penalty. Adriana Leon causing problems here. She's onto the loose ball like a flash. Goes past Suminen and just has a leg kick from underneath her. Spurs can have no complaints here, I think. And so Rachel Daly, 4 minutes in, has the chance to give the home side an early lead with a penalty here. It has been all Villa in the opening 4 minutes or so. And this will be a vital confidence booster. Daly takes a deep breath, runs up, drives it into the corner and finishes beautifully. Sends Becky Spencer the wrong way. Not the greatest penalty she'll ever take. It was kind of between down the middle and in, but it was finished. She won't care. And so the noise in the Bescott Stadium rises, takes a deep breath, runs up and just slides it just to the left of the middle. And you can see by some of the reactions from Villa players how important that was. So top scorer last season. She's only scored twice so far in 4 games this season. But that's still 2/3 of Aston Villa's goals. And now Spurs will have to come out and play because the game plan has already been thrown in the bin for Robert Villaham. Blinkilde-Brown then. Aston Villa will just have to try and calm things down because Spurs will hit back hard. It's a good ball down the line. And suddenly, free down the left side is Ebony Salmon. Cuts in, puts across towards the back post, but there's no claret and blue shirt on the end of it. But you can hear the atmosphere and how that's lifted the Villa crowd. It was lifted by Salmon. Daly was cutting across for a header, and so was Leon. And so now we see how Spurs will respond. They have to do so very quickly. They have gone behind previously. On the opening day, they went behind against Chelsea and against Reading, Brighton, excuse me, as well. Using Reading and Brighton, but they've gone behind against Brighton as well. They won that 3-1. Here is Grace Clinton, who scored one of the goals. And that's a good drive to Jess Naz, who lays it back for Sumanen, but Sumanen almost pulled her shot there. If she'd driven that, she could have caused a few more problems, but Grace Clinton certainly doing so. Called up for the Lionesses, of course, this week. Grace Clinton, on loan for Bristol City last season, on loan from Man United to Spurs this season. Spurs will be looking to get her on the ball as often as possible. But it's Villa in possession. Angarad James eventually gets the ball back to Becky Spencer. Spurs just trying to calm things down ever so slightly after going a goal behind, especially knowing the dangers of a Villa team riding high. Now they might break the other way though. Clinton has Jess Naz outside her on the left, plays a pass to Naz. She needs support in the middle. Spurs looking to work the ball around. Olga Artinen, who has been described by Spurs fans as central to Robert Villaham's plans. He was Robert Villaham's first signing. And now this game getting physical. And it is a free kick. Luana Bula stepping up, the Swiss centre-back. New this season to Spurs. A little bit of frustration from Martha Thomas there with the officials. And so a breathless start here. Two teams looking to come out and play football and impose themselves on the game, and Aston Villa had managed to do so through a Rachel Daly penalty. Spurs with a throw-in, which Bidette Ilduhay leaves for Angarad James. Again, the ball given away, Blinkilda Brown. Leon tries to play that one on, but doesn't quite manage to do so. Rachel Daly pressing. And Carla Ward really appears to have her team up for this one. That's a good ball through, and all of a sudden Spurs on the attack, but it's cleared away. Martha Thomas running onto that one and winning a corner. Great ball, just slid through. And I thought it was a corner, but it is a Villa goal kick. I thought it had come off a Villa defender, but it was a miss-hit for Martha Thomas, so I apologise to the Villa defence there. And Villa just happy to stroke the ball around their own back line. We're only 10 minutes in. Feels like we've had a lot of action already packed into the first 10 minutes. And we might have some more here. Blinkilda Brown That's Leon in front of her. Blinker-Brown keeps going. Plays a pass into the area. Jordan Nobbs will try and get onto this. Blinker-Brown again. Villa looking threatening. Leon. Blinker-Brown. Spurs can't get it out. A strike! And that's a great save by Becky Spencer. She had to be smart, throwing herself low to her left. And that strike was almost inevitable. Villa looking threatening. It was eventually Ebony Salmon who curled the right foot shot. And that was going in, I think. Aston Villa on top here. Corner lifted into the area. Driven, and that's just wide again. That was Jordan Nobbs with the volley. Just slinking in towards the back post, and she caught that beautifully power-wise, but accuracy. I think that may have hit Ebony Salmon, in fact. It is a Spurs goal kick. And Jordan Nobbs is just feeling the effects a little. Maybe she jarred herself when she hit that one. Seems fine now, though. Staniforth. Adriana Leon, who's seen a lot of the ball in the early stages. And her pressure wins Aston Villa a throw-in. Blinker-Brown. Now Ash Neville, she just needs to settle things down a little here. Good play from Evelina Suminen. She and Olga Artinen are key for Spurs in that central midfield. Always looking to impose themselves on games, the Finnish pairing. A lot of attention on Grace Clinton so far this season in the Spurs midfield, but the Finnish pairing, Suminen and Artinen, have been absolutely superb. And now here is Jess Naz, cuts inside, tries to play a reverse ball to Neville, but it's cut out again. And Salmon is dispossessed by Angarad James, who gets the return pass. Lifts across in, but that is too long for anybody in a white shirt. But some hope there for Spurs. And that has brought the away fans into song. There is a lovely amount of noise here for a Saturday lunchtime. Both sets of fans up for it here. Great atmosphere. Corsi. And now Leon will take on her fullback again. Needs some support here, but she's done well to keep the ball, Leon. That's good play from the Canadian. Blinker-Brown. Danielle Turner. Scottish international Rachel Corsi for the captain this season. Anna Patton, now a permanent Aston Villa player after being on loan from Arsenal last season. Being ever present in Villa's central defence. She has been again so far this season. Ebony Salmon. Finds space, Ebony Salmon cutting inside. She's still going. We'll think about a strike. She got under that though. The finish didn't match the play that came before it. Superb cutting inside, Ebony Salmon. But she and Adriana Leon, as the wide players playing off Rachel Daly so far, have been very lively. Suminen. Spurs. 15 minutes gone here. 1-0 to Aston Villa. Rachel Daly with a penalty after 5 minutes. Ash Neville with the ball into the channel, which Martha Thomas will try and chase down. Battling with Lucy Parker. Good play from Lucy Parker, but Spurs win a throw-in. Here is Grace Clinton, cleared away though. James. Martinen. Spurs just trying to get some control of the ball, perhaps take the sting out of some of Villa's momentum and control the play. Ball down the line for Martinen. That will do Hay for Angarad James. She will get to this and she will win a corner. Good tracking back from Ebony Salmon. Good running from James to get to that, because that ball looked at one point like it would run out of play, but now Spurs will win a corner and they will pack the area with white shirts. It is Evelina Suminen who will take it. Lifted into the area, flicked on towards the back post. Grace Clinton will chase this down. Back to Jess Naz. Spurs being forced backwards, lifted back into the area though. And it will run all the way to Suminen, but it will run too far and out of play. I think a few Spurs fans thought that it was a Villa head who got the last touch on that. $18 minutes gone here. And now Suminen for Jess Naz, who lifts a pass that was nowhere really. Martha Thomas had held her run. Ildu Hay as well throws her arms out in confusion. Now Villa will work the ball down the right side. Staniforth. Turner. Can't find Jordan Nobbs, and the play will go the other way. And the ball was played a little late. Martha Thomas was already offside. Play continues though, because Thomas had already given up on her run. Corsi. A chance reverberating around the pitch here is Blinkilda Brown for Lyon. Villa fans wanted Lyon to take that and run, but she instead checked back. Patton. That's a good ball through. And Blinkilda Brown, I'm not sure expected that pass and was caught slightly by surprise, but she does force Ash Neville to put the ball out of play. And once again, that's woken up the home crowd. The ladies in claret and blue feeding off the atmosphere here. Corsi. Salmon. Give and go with Jordan Nobbs. Salmon will play the ball low across the area. There's no claret and blue shirt though. Now Spurs will break the other way. Blinkilda Brown, who's been very influential, the young lioness. Salmon. Tries to cut inside onto her right foot. Can't get a cross in though, but Villa retain possession. Corsi. Turner. Suspicion of offside there, but play continues. And Jordan Nobbs tries to play the ball through for Salmon. Those two combining well. Nobbs again. Good spell of possession this for Villa. But Martha Thomas will try and get onto this, and she will beat Rachel Corsi. The two Scots taking each other on there, and she will win a corner. Those two international teammates, both key for Scotland. And Martha Thomas winning the battle there as she raced onto a loose ball and forced Corsi to track back with her. And so it will be another Spurs corner. Suominen will take. Again, run to the near post. It's lifted in though, headed away. Ash Neville will pick this up. She has Jess Naz waiting. Here is Naz. James. Suominen tries to play the ball on to Celine Bizet. Bizet will continue to pressure. James. Tackles flying in here, two fully committed, full-blooded teams. And Evelina Suominen felt the effects of that challenge. She's picked herself up now. Nobbs. Ball down the left side, and Ebony Salmon normally chases this. It's now Adriana Leon who's switched sides. Beats Bula, plays a cross in, but again, nobody in claret and blue. Leon wins her own ball though and will win a free kick here eventually, and she was landed upon. And I think she felt that one, just an awkward fall I think that was from Grace Clinton. We'll see in the replay here, she wins the challenge, Leon. Battles with Clinton. And you can see there, I don't think there was any real intention from Clinton. She just kind of fell onto the Canadian, who stayed down. And see the fans there. There's some of the noisy section of Aston Villa fans. We haven't had much to cheer so far this season. Only 2 goals and 3 losses. And this is a worry here for Spurs because Adriana Leon has been very lively in the early stages. You have lots of options on the bench. Alicia Lehman, of course. Simone McGill. Hopefully, Adriana Leon is okay and will pick herself up soon. It was an awkward fall. She did have the full weight of Grace Clinton land on her. But she is now sitting up. And so this will add a few minutes of injury time to the end of the first half. Lucy Staniforth keeping a watching brief and preparing to take the free kick. And Leon will be hoping she's fine here because last year we mentioned the issues she had at Manchester United. They weren't injury issues. For whatever reason, Mark Skinner just took a dislike to it. And she was a healthy scratch from the squad because she wasn't training at the required level, according to the manager, which confused a lot of people, including her Canadian national manager, Beth Priestman. But we're back in play here. Staniforth will lift this to the back post, headed away. As we talked a little bit more about Adriana Leon as the game goes on. Lucy Parker, desperate for support, just trying to hold the ball up here, and eventually will win a corner. Adriana Leon is back on the field. Should be a welcome sight for Aston Villa fans and indeed Canadian fans of women's football as well. We're standing nearby to Staniforth as a short corner option here. 26 minutes gone. Movement in the area. It's lifted right into the mix of and headed and cleared off the line. Well, certainly cleared away. I think Becky Spencer had that covered, but again, another warning shot for Spurs. Blinkilda Brown. Staniforth with a raking ball out to Leon on the right side, and if she can keep this in, Leon can't quite do so. She raises her arm. The idea was that you can see on the corner here, lifted in, and it was Lucy Parker who won the header. Tall figure, Lucy Parker has joined Aston Villa this season from West Ham and has received international attention. And that was a confusing bit of play from Angara James, passes the ball straight out of play. Corsi. Daphne Van Dontelaar, who hasn't had much to do for Villa. Because Becky Spencer has been by far the busier goalie, but Spurs in possession now and will try and work out a play pressing from Rachel Daly. It's eventually played away, but the pressing game of Aston Villa has been very, very effective in this first half hour or so. Ball runs back eventually though to Spencer. And despite conceding a goal through the penalty, has made a superb save from Ebony Salmon to stop Aston Villa, doubling their advantage. Spurs working the ball around now, trying to play at pace. Here's Olga Artinen. Grace Clinton tries to get a strike from outside the area. It's blocked though. Coming up on half an hour. This game being played at a furious pace. Great advert for women's football in the WSL so far. There's a long way to go yet, but at the moment, Aston Villa are the team in the ascendancy. Spurs have had their moments though. And it's little wins like that from Grace Clinton. Wheeler. Again, the Swiss international lifts the ball forward down the channel. It's flicked on, but there's nobody in a white shirt, and that'll be tidied up by Danielle Turner. Parker. Blinkilda Brown trying to find space, but Olga Artinen will step onto the ball here. Villa keep going though, and they are winning the midfield battle, but Jess Naz, just as I say that, steps in and settles down the loose ball. And gives the ball away. Sumanen pressuring. That's great work from Rachel Daly. Villa would prefer she did that further up the field, but she sets her team off and running. And here is Leon. Jordan Nobbs is in the middle, so is Ebony Salmon. There is Jordan Nobbs, who just can't quite get a strike on it. But every time Villa come forward, you can hear the crowd anticipation rise. And they seem to be riding that wave. That's a good ball though. And well cut out by Rachel Corsi. The activity in this game comes in waves. You get bursts of attacking, just as you get bursts of noise, and then you have little lulls like this. As Aston Villa settle things down. Working the ball around the back. Daphne van Domselaar getting a touch of the ball. Well, a few touches she's had. She hasn't really had much to do here, but she might have something to do now. Martha Thomas will go for the lob. What a finish that is from Martha Thomas. Wins the ball as it's given away, and that is an absolutely stunning finish. Her 5th goal in 5 games, and out of nothing, Spurs are level. Martha Thomas, and again the celebrations. There's a meeting being held here, but Thomas steps onto a pass from Rachel Corsi and instantly, coolly lifts the ball. Daphne van Domselaar knows she's beaten from the moment it leaves Martha Thomas's boot there. Celebrating in front of the Spurs fans there. Getting a lovely wave in the crowd as well. And just as I'm saying, we're in a lull, all of a sudden it's 1-1. And it is Martha Thomas who has stepped up for Spurs, as she has so often already this season, and Rachel Corsi will have to put that one behind her. A little bit lax on the ball, and she gives her Scottish international teammate a great chance to equalise, which Thomas duly takes. And that was almost a self-inflicted wound from Villa, because they were on the rise, they were in control, and almost a sucker punch. Martha Thomas given one chance and she takes it, and now Spurs are in the ascendancy. James. Olga Artinen tries to find her Finnish compatriot. Sumanen doesn't manage to though. Anna Patton. And Rachel Corsi will be very aware of what's around her now. Anna Patton. Kilda Brown. Ebony Salmon. The two wingers have once again switched sides for Aston Villa. This seems to be a common trait in football now, where you have wingers who switch sides every 5 minutes or so. And that's a good ball through if Jess Naz can get onto this. Narrowly dealt with by Lucy Parker, but just for a second Jess Naz looked like she might get to that ball first, and if she had done, she was in. So a few loose moments here from Villa. That's a nice exchange of play though. Leon beats her fullback. Still going, Adriella Leon. Laid back, Kilda Brown, and it's just over. That was a great move from Aston Villa, and again, Adriana Leon having Ash Neville on toast there down the right side, just cutting in and laying the ball back, and Blinkilda Brown driving that one over. Clinton. Now Spurs trying to play at pace. Two teams really going at each other here. Neville. Jess Naz has a chance to run at Lucy Parker. And will make her way into the area and strike one, Jess Naz, and that is just wide. Both teams coming very, very close, within a few seconds of each other, from wingers cutting in off their flanks and creating chances. And I'm not sure if Domtala would have stopped that, Van Domtala, had it been on target. And we all pause and catch your breath again. But not for long. Blinkilda Brown, this time Artinen cuts the ball out. Jordan Nobbs. That Villa midfield really combining well, but just as I say that, a slight miscommunication between Blinkilda Brown and Leon. So we can now take a breath and breathe. 37 minutes in. Aston Villa taking an early lead through a penalty from Rachel Daly after Adriana Leon was brought down in the box. It was a clear penalty. And then being in control of the game for long stretches, but Spurs given something of a lifeline after Rachel Corsie gave the ball away to a Scottish international teammate, Martha Thomas. And here is Jess Naz, who's just come close a few moments ago, taking on Lucy Parker. Neville. Naz will strike one, and that was dipping. Van Domselaar probably had that covered, but she definitely had to be aware. Just dipped at the last second there, was probably a foot or so too high. Van Domselaar probably had it covered anyway. But still, another warning shot. And here the constant voice of Robert Villahan, treating his players to keep pressing. Lucy Parker was ahead of it. Spurs do well to clear it, but not very far. Blinkilda Brown, Jordan Nobbs calls for a pass on the edge of the area. It goes back instead to Danielle Turner from range, and that was hit powerfully. It's probably never really going to trouble the goal, but Becky Spencer made sure she had it covered. Again, the Villa crowd drives their team forward. Eventually, though, a bit of a reprieve for Spurs. Got themselves into a bit of a tangle, but were got out of it by the referee's whistle. So Spurs will calm things down a little. It's Lauren Impey who is the official today, and she's had a very good game indeed so far. Absolutely spot on for the penalty decision. Martha Thomas, who's had a great game of her own. She is Spurs goal scorer. Artinen. Grace Clinton will turn and have space to run. She has players ahead of her. But Clinton loves to exploit that space and will try a strike, which Anna Patton blocked. And I think that was possibly slightly greedy from Grace Clinton because she had Bizet Ilduhay ahead of her. Martha Thomas as well. That's Grace Clinton's game. She will never turn down a shooting chance. Corsi. Well cut out by Angharad James. So it's a throw in on that left side. Spurs quickly out and pressing, but Ebony Salmon, Jordan Nobbs has to check back. And now Spurs will try and break. One of the great things on the sound today, you can really hear the commentary from the benches. Here is Jess Naz down the right side, and that might be slightly too long for Martha Thomas. She keeps it in, but can't keep her footing. Angharad James though with the second ball. Bizet Ilduhay and wins a corner. And all of that came from Martha Thomas refusing to give up on a ball that looked like it was running out of play. And Spurs, like the M6 motorway, you can see behind that stand, beginning to set some serious traffic towards the Aston Villa goal here as we come to the end of the first half. Lifted in by Suominen. Ball will hang in the air, headed away by Jordan Nobbs. Clinton to Spurs. Wins a throw-in. There's a lot of movement in the fans behind the throw-in on that side. I hope they're not heading early for snacks, because the way this game has gone, they might well miss something. And Villa coming forward. Here is Nobbs. Corsi. Salmon. Beats Angharad James and cuts into the area. She has options, and it will eventually run through to Becca Spencer. But that's the third or fourth time that an Aston Villa winger has absolutely decimated their fullback and cut into the area. Leona's done it several times on one side, Ebony Salmon on the other as well. And Robert Villahan will probably be asking his fullbacks to focus a little bit more on stopping the Aston Villa wingers.
Let's go, Jess, let's go!
Spurs tricky wing of their own with a nutmeg. Bizet Ilduhay beats two players but can't beat the third. Blinker the Brown. Lucy Parker. Eventually held up, but Lucy Staniforth always providing an option. Four minutes of stoppage time as that cross is trying to find Daly. Goes over her head though, and Angharad James calms things down. Nominally a midfielder, James, but she's played at fullback for Spurs for most of this season, which raised a few eyebrows. Danielle Turner. Are we going to see the deadlock broken before half-time? Villa will certainly do their level best to do so. Parker. Daly. Nobbs. Picks the ball off the arm, crosses it back in. The Villa players queuing up for attacking chances here. So we are 1 minute into the 4 here. And Becky Spencer will send this goal kick long. Flicked on. And cleared away. Had to be alert there, the Villa defence in Van Domselaar. Spurs working down the right side, but there's no winger who made the run down the right side there. Again, just the odd bit of miscommunication. Speaking of communication, been talking a lot about Olga Artin and Evelina Sumanen in the Spurs midfield. They actually communicate in Finnish because it's quicker a lot of the time. And they need to communicate here because here is Rachel Daly. For Salmon. Daly trying to provide an option here, makes a run into the area, it's cut out though. Parker, Daly wants the ball through again, so does Jordan Nobbs. Grace Clinton though. Just over a minute left of the first half here, according to the referee. It may run slightly longer, but a minimum of a minute left here. Bizet Ilduhay. Naz. Once again, the two Finns combining. In Spurs midfield, Artinen. And it looks like Spurs may well be seeing this half out. Time for one more attack though. Long pass from Artinen. Martha Thomas will pull that down. Ash Neville is up with her. And Clinton. Can she produce a moment of magic? She's trying to. Clinton gets a shot off nearly. But it's blocked by Anna Patton. Artinen. Naz. This will probably be the last attack. Spurs will win a throw-in though, so they will have time to create one more chance perhaps. Sumanen. Space for Jess Naz. Villa want an offside, they don't get one, and Naz will be able to cross this into the back post. The header is one and it will drop in. And with the very last action of the first half, Ash Neville has put Spurs into the lead. And just like they did against Brighton, after going 1-0 down early, Tottenham have come back to take the lead. And it was almost as if Villa had switched off. Their minds were already in the dressing room. Great cross from Jess Naz. And Ash Neville rising at the back post. She does love a goal, Ash Neville. Become one of Spurs' stars after joining them from Coventry United, where she made a name for herself. Often talked about as potential England call-up, Ash Neville, certainly when she was in form. And that was the very last action of the first half from Ash Neville to put Spurs ahead. Villa barely with time to kick off. And it has been a breathless first half here between Villa and Spurs. Aston Villa taking the lead through Rachel Daly with a penalty. And then Martha Thomas with a spectacular goal. And Ash Neville with the last kick of the first half, putting Spurs into the lead. Let's take a look at an action-packed first half. And so early on, you can see the penalty here. Adriana Leon cutting into the area. Brought down, and Rachel Daly calmly dispatching the ball into the back of the net to give Aston Villa the lead after 5 minutes. Only their third goal of the season. And Villa were really in the ascendancy early on. Ebony Salmon there moments later. Fantastic save from Becky Spencer. Lucy Parker here and Jordan Nobbs as well. That's the Lucy Parker header. But you can see here, and then out of the blue, a giveaway from Rachel Coursey and a superb finish from Martha Thomas to equalise for Spurs. Beautifully done. Much to the joy of the Spurs fans behind the goal there, of all ages. See a joyful celebration. And then Adriana Leon having Ash Neville on toast at full-back, laying it back for Blinkilda Brown to drive over. How important will that chance be? Moments later again, at the other end, Jess Naz just wide. Causing another problem. The Spurs left winger. And then Danielle Turner from distance, making Becky Spencer need to be alert. Grace Clinton getting a strike off as well. And finally, with the very last kick of the first half, Jess Naz lifts across to the back post and Ash Neville heads it in eventually after the Villa player on the line just can't get it off the line. And so Spurs, as they've made the habit of so far this season, going behind early and then getting back into the game to take the lead. So, don't go anywhere. If the second half is anything like the first half, it's going to be fantastic. But at half-time here, it is Aston Villa 1, Tottenham Hotspur 2.
Excited, would say nervous, but nervous doesn't really suit me, so yeah, excited. We're passionate about what we're trying to do, we know what we're going after, we know it's going to be tougher than it ever has been, so very excited of what's to come.
I'm feeling really excited and curious in the new season to see how far we'll reach with Chelsea.
What excites me about this team is we've had very little disruption to the current squad. Being able to bring in Jill Roord, who's a top player.
We have a new team together and I'm really excited to see how we can do in this WSL and looking forward to it.
We've had a good pre-season so far, 7 new signings who are bedded in well. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're really pleased with the performance levels. We've had some tough games in pre-season, tested ourselves against European opposition.
I think it's going to be a big step up this year, but I think we're riding the confidence of promotion and we're hoping to really carry it into this year.
I'm looking forward to it. We've obviously got new players in, new manager in, fresh start, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the season starting.
The team goal is to win trophies. Right now we have the cup to give everything for and the league, so of course we want to win trophies this year.
Team goals for the season is to win. We want to be successful, we want to win trophies, we enjoy winning silverware, so that's got to be the aim. We're in it to win it.
We just need to work and improve on what we did well at the end of last season, compete with the top teams and be in and around it.
If we can be even better in the aspects of keeping the ball, be good at dominating the games, doesn't matter if it's top 4, if it's the rest of the league. We want to have our own identity and so basically just building on that.
I think it's just building on what we did towards the end of last season. We obviously have our internal goals, but as a team we'll be looking to build on what happened last season, yeah.
To be competitive, we want to make sure that we surprise teams, and that doesn't necessarily mean in the obvious ways, it means in the fact that we've got ambition, grit, we want to prove our point, we want to play football. And we want to make sure it's exciting for fans because they've been following us through this journey the last 2 years, so I want to make it just as enjoyable for them again.
Ooh, definitely hard-working.
Ambitious. Is that the right word?
Together.
Quality.
Driven.
Funny.
Passionate.
Togetherness is one word.
I think resilient as well.
Relaxed.
Good people.
Passion.
We love our fans, they're great.
The fans should come down and watch us because we will leave nothing in the tank. We'll put it all out there, we'll work our absolute socks off. So please fans, come and watch us.
We have a good team, we have a team that's passionate. We've got some talented players at this football club and we're really looking forward to seeing what we can achieve this year.
I really hope that we in Chelsea can put out a show for the fans, play some good football, show some winning mentality, both when it goes good, we want to do it even better, but also when it's not that easy. I think this season will be extremely competitive and yeah, there's no reason for the fans not to be there.
We're playing against some of the best players in the world, playing against some of the best teams, and it's our chance to make our mark.
The fans should watch Arsenal because we play good football, we play exciting football, we want to score goals and we want to have possession and dominate games.
They rock Walsall time and time again. The support towards last season was arguably one of the best in the division.
So get your tickets now, guys.
Our fans should look out for every new signing that we have made. Really interesting players with different qualities. So yeah, watch out.
Yeah, we're pleased with who we brought in. What we wanted to do with this recruitment was make sure that we added strength and depth competition for places. We needed goals, so Sophie Roman coming in is a big part of that. We're looking forward to seeing how she settles in.
Janice came in. I think she's very composed on the ball, and then I'd also say Deanne Rose because she's got a lot of experience in the league and she's very quick.
As I said, it's a very new look side, a lot of new signings, but I think that's exciting. We're a new look team, but we're excited to show what we can do.
We've obviously got to 5th spot for the first time, so I think what's different is the ambition and drive from the club is, you know, high from us, and hopefully we can do well this year.
New squad, we lost quite a few players last season. We've also got a new manager, so I think our style of play will change. Maybe the formations that we play within that. Yeah, so quite a few changes.
Last season was a really tough season, but it was almost just about surviving, whereas now we've got a fresh slate, so everyone's really excited.
England, oh! A stunner! Last season's top scorer off the mark inside 4 minutes, and it is a beautiful goal from Bethany England.
It's to be Williams. Oh, how about that?
Good close control by
and then the hit is in magnificently. Olavalia with a beauty to double Manchester United's lead.
Will be mailing, it'll be over the wall, and it'll be in. And that is the equaliser, and it comes from a set piece.
Horton takes it, and Horton buries it. It is a fourth brilliant Manchester City goal. No scuffers or tap-ins here, just utter excellence.
There's her pace, there's her pace. Has it taken her clear of Eriksson, who cut down on the angle. He gets a shot away, it's a ripper. Arsenal 1, Chelsea 1 it was. And all of a sudden Arsenal are ahead with a splendid Bethany goal.
Well defended, but Lehman got it back, and there's Daly to sweep it in for 2. Debut goal for Rachel.
Will go for goal here. Oh, what a strike! What a goal! First day of the season for Spurs, and it's Ashley Neville lighting things up with a super strike.
Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm Kiara, and this is Save Reacts.
Rebecca Welsh takes the first look at the watch, and Chelsea might be able to win it here. It's Sam Kerr. She's clean through.
Oh, nice.
Stopped by Roebuck.
Big and strong
she is.
Made herself big.
Nice.
Stop it.
Nah, Sam, that was a great save.
Oh, thanks.
Oh,
Acting like you didn't
even just pull off a worldie. Oh, nice.
Thanks, Kiki. We'll watch it again if we have to.
Ropes again.
Ooh. Oh, this is it.
I
thought this would be the one.
Reaction, and that is a vial. She's just like,
there she goes.
No, that was a great reaction too.
Yeah, right on the goal line. Alright, this is the Daily Roebuck show. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, it was like the Chelsea one. Nice Roby.
Great positioning.
I think it was only like 1-0 this game or something.
Yeah, love the face shots as well.
Did well to stay up there.
Yeah, I would have been down. Why is she so open?
Yeah. Great defending, but we're not really to judge that, are we? But we shall.
It's all about the same. Great save, Rose. I can't even believe the save that I made. Surely not going to show the goal.
Oh. Nice, Kiki.
Get out of here. I'll just get out of my house.
Oosh. Sent to the shops. Nice, Kiki. Same big.
Big. And up for the rebounds. Come on.
Straight up. Sponsored by Ellie Robot. Oh, nice.
Why did that? Yeah, that looked really weird.
Ooh,
again.
Not the punch.
Get out of here.
Should get out more, shouldn't we?
That's you. I don't like that. Even that kit.
Oh, I love that kit. Oh, no. I'll tell you what, not to make excuses, but those mitre balls, when they're brand new, are so slippy. Should be catching this, you know. Oh, that was great defending by Barry. Yeah.
Big up, Barry.
Oh, that's it. Oh, lovely. Well, nice. 3 clips between
Wrapped
us.
up.
So, have we all taken a breath after that first half? Welcome back to the Poundland Bescott Stadium. It is Aston Villa versus Tottenham Hotspur for the second half. Spurs leading 2-1 at half-time. I am Paul Wheeler, I am your commentator today. And it has been a fantastic first 45 minutes to commentate on. If the second half reaches that level, we are in for an absolute treat. Villa scoring early through Rachel Daly after Adriana Leon had won a penalty, and just as I say that, this is what I mean, you can't take your eye off this game for a second, but as I was saying, Aston Villa scoring early on through a Rachel Daly penalty, Martha Thomas equalising for Spurs with a superb lob, and then with the last kick of the first half, Ash Neville putting the away side into the lead. We'll run through the two teams for you as a reminder very shortly. There is Molly Bartrip. Olga Artini. And once again, while the ball is working its way around the back line, the Spurs team, Becky Spencer in goal, a back four of Angharad James, Luana Bula, Molly Bartrip and Ash Neville. Olga Artinen and Evelina Sumanen sit in midfield. Jess Naz, Grace Clinton and Celine Bizet-Ilduhay are the three who play off the lone striker, Martha Thomas. Aston Villa, meanwhile, Daphne Van Domselaar in goal. Anna Patton and Rachel Corsi as centre-backs. Dan Turner and Lucy Parker as full-backs. Midfield three of Laura Bin, Kilda Brown, Jordan Nobbs and Lucy Staniforth, and a front three of Adriana Leon, Ebony Salmon and Rachel Daly. As here is Daly, and she will drive one which Becky Spencer has to make sure she holds. Salmon and Daly combining beautifully there. The two Lioness squad mates, Ebony Salmon in and out of the Lionesses squad under Serena Wiegman over the past little while. But there's been lots of calls for her to join as Blinkilda Brown tries to play the ball across there. One of the young Lioness talents. And Villa once again getting their pressing game on early on. Out hard as expected. Jess Naz, though, down the left side, takes on and beats Lucy Parker, but can't beat the second tackle from Anna Patton. Leon wants the return pass from Daly. Daly has made the run. Leon tries to go a little longer and can't find a player in a claret and blue shirt. Staniforth. Good ball through from Jordan Nobbs, a little bit overhit as Rachel Daly have made the run, and Becky Spencer will have to pick this up. It's a fairly rare sight in the WSL for Villa, an all-English midfield. Two senior internationals and a young Lioness international. An example of the quality that Villa have, but we talk a lot about midfield. The Finnish pairing of Olga Artinen and Evelina Sumanen are vital to Robert Villahammon's team. That's well cut out and laid off, and all of a sudden, a strike from Artinen, just as I was singing her praises, but Daphne Van Domselaar more than comfortable with dealing with that one. I don't think the Dutch international goalie was really troubled by that strike. Been a similar start to the second half as it was to the first. Perhaps Spurs a little bit more in the game in the second half. For the first few minutes of the first half, it was all Villa. Round about now in the first half, Adriana Leon was winning the penalty that has given Villa their goal. Here is Lucy Parker. And now, here is Artinen again. And here is Becky Spencer. Spurs trying to play out from the back here. And that's a good ball through. That's probably slightly too long for Martha Thomas, and Daphne van Domselaar right out on the edge of her area to collect that. But that's Grace Clinton again, trying to make things happen. A lot of focus on her, of course. Called up to the Lionesses earlier on this week for her first time. Called up from the young Lionesses to the senior squad. To the surprise perhaps of some, to anyone who'd seen her play on loan for Bristol City last season, her breakout season for Spurs is no surprise whatsoever. That's a nice exchange of play from Blinkilda Brown, who has looked lively and well and truly up for this. Possibly slightly winning the battle of the young Lionesses with Grace Clinton so far today. Martha Thomas has an option in the middle, Bizet Duhay, but Daphne van Domselaar comes out to collect that. And so Villa will calm things down a little. Talking about the Spurs midfield, said in the first half, Olga Artinen and Evelina Suminen, in an interview recently, said they often communicate with each other in Finnish because it's quicker than English. Probably explains something about how they are a step ahead, perhaps, of opponents sometimes, because Finnish is a fiendishly difficult language. Staniforth plays the ball into the area, won by Daly, but there's no claret and blue player to get onto the end of it. Jordan Nobbs just lurking forward there. Spurs managed to play the ball out though. Bizet Duhay tries to pull a fancy move. It doesn't help though. Blinkilda Brown eventually manages to play the ball back to Anna Patton, now permanently an Aston Villa player after on loan from Arsenal last season. Now wearing her accustomed number 4 as opposed to 44. Although there was a joke among some Villa fans last season that the number on her back, 44, was the number of tackles she made a game. Here is Ebony Salmon though, takes on Angharad James and will win a corner. Lucy Staniforth jogs up to take this corner, and at set pieces Villa are a threat. Obviously everybody is fully aware of Rachel Daly's aerial prowess, but Lucy Parker's there, Anna Patton as well. Rachel Corsi, all threats from set pieces. Staniforth can't find any of them though. Jess Naz eventually gives the ball away, but there is a collision, I think, between Rachel Daly and Evelina Suominen, I think that is. It is indeed Suominen. And Lauren Impey just having a conversation with some of the Spurs players who seem a little bit unimpressed, perhaps, with what Rachel Daly may or may not have done. We'll see if we can see anything. Watching Suominen, number 25 there. And there was a bit of a collision from Suominen. We just caught it on the side, but there is a Spurs sub. And it is a player who Chelsea fans in particular will know very, very well. Drew Spence coming on. Jess Naz going off. That's a straight change in midfield there. It'll be interesting to see where Drew Spence moves in. Whether there's a slight change in midfield. And perhaps Bizet Ilduhay moves a little bit further forward. Alongside Martha Thomas. Drew Spence, pivotal, of course, at the World Cup for her country, Jamaica. After a long and illustrious career at Chelsea. Still only in her late 20s. And she will try and change the game for Spurs. She was very unlucky against Brighton with a fantastic strike that hit the crossbar and rebounded for Martha Thomas to score. Here she is, Spence. There's the pass off, and Clinton gets well under that. You might have saved that one for a little later on in Paris, Grace. Probably get 3 points for that one. She got well and truly underneath it. Rugby fans like to say it's not football, it's not rugby, Grace. You don't get 3 points for putting it over. Villa will come forward now. Leon. Ash Neville. That's been a very entertaining battle down that side. In fact, on both sides, the Aston Villa wingers and the Spurs fullbacks. And eventually, Spurs will win a free kick. Adriana Leon a little too enthusiastic. What a start to the WSL weekend, though, this has been so far. A weekend of intriguing games. One I've got my eye on tomorrow is Chelsea versus Brighton in particular. Very much looking forward to commentating that one. Right now, very strong tackle there, and well won. Martha Thomas tries to pull off a Marco van Basten style flick, doesn't manage to do so there. And there is a pause here. Just a quick check for injury. Bizet Ilduhay, who looks fine now. And Drew Spence making tracks forward. That pass though is wayward, and Villa can step out of defence at speed now. Ash Neville. Clinton. Spence, who is already getting on the ball a lot since she's come on. Bizet Ilduhay. Fancy flick there that didn't quite come off. But now Spurs are the team pressing and pinning Villa back. Villa will be desperate to get a goal here. They remain winless and pointless. Aston Villa preparing Maz Pacheco to come on. Interesting to see where she slots in. Dan Turner is the current left back. Ash Neville though. Clinton steps onto the ball, and there's a little bit of afters there between her and Anna Patton, but the game goes on and they sort it out between themselves. Clinton again. Spurs beginning to find their confidence now and stroking the ball around in the way that Aston Villa were at times in the first half. Suminen tries to play a long raking pass, but it's cut out. Bula. Ankarad James has progressed a little further up the pitch. Rachel Daly will try and chase this down though, and that's brave from Becky Spencer. Gets away with it though, the Jamaican goalie. Remember a moment in the World Cup where she pulled a Cruyff turn on Marta. Becky Spencer under pressure, much to the mingled joy and surprise of all present. Loves a Cruyff turn, does Becky Spencer. Maybe called into action shortly though, because Laura Blinker-Brown is trying to force Villa forward. Parker goes all the way back to Daphne van Domselaar. Here is Lucy Parker. Lifts the ball into the area for Daly. Daly can't get onto the end of that though. Had to be headed away. She'll win the second ball though from fullback Lucy Parker. Here is Adriana Leon. Drives one, it's free in the area, and Jordan Nobbs had pulled back her leg to shoot. Great defensive play from Celine Bizet-Ilduhay there. Normally an attacking player, but she got a vital defensive intervention. Jordan Nobbs' eyes lit up then as the ball bounced in front of her. She'd already pulled her leg back to finish it into the open goal. And that is a long-range strike which Becky Spencer will hold, and we can calm down once again on the hour mark. Spencer making the save there from Adriana Leon. And then her team helping her out. Molly Bartlett had to get that away quickly with Rachel Daly coming in. James for Drew Spence. What a flick, Drew Spence. Uses her back heel to flick the ball over Lucy Parker. And here's Grace Clinton now in the area. Can she cut inside? Spence is there. Spence will shoot. Spence will see the ball tipped over. We get the replay of it here, but early on in the move, a lovely, almost a scorpion flick from Drew Spence to get into space. And it is a Spurs corner, just after the hour mark. They are preparing two substitutions. The result of this corner may change Carla Ward's thinking. Driven in by Suminen, and it falls and is driven straight into the face of Luana Bula. I don't think she expected that. Still bouncing around. Eventually Martha Thomas will drive it, and it's 3-1. Emphatically fired home by Martha Thomas there after the ball pinballed around in the area. It eventually fell to the Scottish striker, who now has 6 goals already this season. Ricochet back in by Spence. Bula wins it. Eventually Thomas there, and Van Domselaar had absolutely no chance. Fired home by Martha Thomas. who is currently the WSL leading scorer. And so Villa responding, making several changes here. Catch up with those shortly. And so the changes, 3 changes being made by Aston Villa. Simone McGill coming on for Jordan Nobbs. Sarah Mayling coming on for Adriana Leon. And Maz Pacheco coming on for Dan Turner. We'll confirm those for you. But here is it is Maz Pacheco for Ebony Salmon. There's Villa go on the attack here. Either way, Aston Villa will work their way forward. Well won by Anna Patton, Sarah Mayling, who is nominally a fullback, but she looks like she's gone in to right midfield for Adriana Leon. As Carla Ward tries to drastically change things. 3-1 down now, just like against Brighton, where they went 1-0 down early. Spurs are now 3-1 up. 2 goals from Martha Thomas and Ash Neville with the third. Blinkilda Brown. Parker, who is now, by the looks of things, moved into midfield. Possibly taking Jordan Nobbs' place. Simone McGill has gone up front. Daly tries to get a strike on that one. Thomas for Spurs. And now Clinton. And that is very, very well cut out indeed by Maz Pacheco. Pacheco coming on for Ebony Salmon. So a definite formation change here. Yellow card for Martha Thomas as well. It's fair to say she's had an eventful game. 2 goals and a yellow card. All she needs is an assist and she's got the hat-trick. Villa try and work the ball around, flicked on by the Northern Irish striker Simone McGill, coming back from an ACL injury, suffered at the Euros. How she'd love to get a goal. "67 minutes gone, and there's definitely a different feel to this game now after that second Martha Thomas goal. Spurs, to their credit, not looking to sit on this lead, they want to extend it. Here is Molly Bartrett, who is very quietly being very strong in the centre of defence. Now Clinton playing down the left side for Spurs. Faced by Anna Patton. Slowing the game down, Grace Clinton, faced by 2 Villa players. Still manages to get a cross in, but there's no white shirt to get on the end of it. Spence. Is that Iduhay? Faced by Simone McGill, back defending. And eventually Villa will win the throw-in. Sheer weight of numbers there. Amazing stat about Spurs. They've scored 10 goals so far this season. Martha Thomas has 6 of them already. Aston Villa, meanwhile, have only scored 3 and now conceded 9. The only team worse than them in that respect are Bristol City. So that's something that Carla Ward will want to change. Certainly Villa were expected to be one of the teams who perhaps pushed on into the top 4 this season, but Spurs very much looking more like the team doing that. They will sit temporarily, at least, top of the WSL after this game, if everything stays the same. Blinkilda Brown, though. Parker. Lifted in, Mas Pacheco. Scored against Arsenal at the Emirates, of course, Mas Pacheco. But now Spurs will try and break at speed. Martha Thomas, though, didn't have the legs to get to that one. And there will be a throw-in, and we can take a breath here. Ball down the left side though, and Thomas is in. She's beaten Rachel Corsie, and Martha Thomas has a hat-trick. Beautifully finished by the Scottish striker. And she quietly, can't quite believe that, but an absolutely explosive attacking performance from Martha Thomas. She was considered by many to be very much second string for Spurs. Beth England, of course, the main striker, but Martha Thomas staking her claim here. That is a fantastic strike. 3 absolute quality goals from Martha Thomas. And when you're making a goalie like Daphne van Domselaar look like she had absolutely no chance, it really is a quality strike. And that might have been the last action for Martha Thomas here. Jogging towards the bench. She will come back on. She's got a bit of blood on her shirt, Martha Thomas, so she just needs to change her shirt. She's a proud Scottish girl, that won't bother her at all. But it is 4-1 to Spurs after Aston Villa took the lead early on. But there could be a lot more action in this game yet. Still 18 minutes to go. Staniforth. Pulled down by Rachel Daly, who goes for the spectacular. She was offside though. And in the battle of the international strikers here, Martha Thomas has emphatically proved her point over Rachel Daly. Well pulled down by Daly, and she does well to even get a shot off here. But I make that 7 goals in 4 games now for Martha Thomas. She is absolutely on fire here. And now Sarah Mayling putting a shoulder into a Spurs player. The frustration perhaps with Villa showing here. Can Villa respond and make this game even more interesting? 5 goals so far, 3 of them for Spurs' Martha Thomas, who was considered very much a bit part player again. Another player who was considered a bit part player at Manchester United by Mark Skinner, but upon moving away has absolutely lit up the WSL so far this season. Spence, Sumanen, Bizet Ilduhay, Ash Neville is outside it. Sees the ball now, can't get the cross in. And that opening goal for Aston Villa seems a long time ago for anybody of a claret and blue persuasion. We're up 1-0 after 5 minutes, Rachel Daly. Martha Thomas equalising. Ash Neville scoring with the last action of the first half to make it 2-1, and Martha Thomas scoring 2 goals in the second half to seal her hat-trick. And she might be on for more here, Martha Thomas. And she's hauled down by Rachel Corsie, and there may be problems for Rachel Corsie here. She gets a yellow card rather than a red. She was perhaps saved by the fact that there were other Aston Villa defenders nearby. But Martha Thomas had absolutely left her for dead there. Those diagonal runs, something that Villa just haven't been able to deal with. And so, it is a free kick, roughly 25 yards from goal, and there are several candidates for this for Spurs. Evelina Sumanen fancies it. She's already scored an absolute beauty of a free kick, Sumanen, against Brighton. Drew Spence as well will plead her case. Looks like it is Evelina Sumanen directing traffic, but Drew Spence is taking position where she can potentially strike it. Now she walks away, the Jamaican, so it will be Sumanen. And this will probably be a strike at goal. Sumanen, beautifully saved. Daphne van Domselaar has to throw herself to the right side. That was struck with venom from Sumanen. And Van Domselaar made it look fairly routine, but rest assured that wasn't a routine save. Lifted into the area by Molly Bartrip, headed away from the resulting corner. All the way back to Becky Spencer, 77 minutes gone. And Thomas again. Corsie wants an offside, and eventually that is a very, very late flag. But Rachel Corsie will not have enjoyed playing her Scottish teammate today. She's been absolute dynamite, has Martha Thomas. Spurs will play out from the back now, moving towards the final 10 minutes. And despite being 4-1 up, they look like the team more likely to score here. 3 goals from 4 shots for Thomas. That's a striking rate anybody would be proud of. Will be free kick. Grace Clinton brought down. And there might be some soreness as well for Lucy Staniforth. Some real annoyance now from Villa fans. And the Spurs victory song now beginning to rise from the travelling fans. They will be making the trip back to North London, it looks like, with 4 points here. Of course, with all the points, not 4 points. 4 goals, 3 points as Sumanen looks to add to Spurs' misery. And here is Martha Thomas nearly getting on the end of that. Corsi. And she looked nervous there, Rachel Corsi. Looked up, realised that Van Domselaar was probably not thank her for a pass back, and so conceded a corner. Aston Villa bringing on one of their youth products, Liv McLaughlin. She's preparing to come on the final 10 minutes or so. Nominally a fullback, but can also play midfield as well. Spurs corner. And Domselaar claims it confidently. She's been beaten 4 times, but she can't be claimed to be at fault for any of them. It's been superb strikes. She was left hung out to dry by Rachel Corsi for the first goal. Here goes Lucy Parker though for Villa. Still going. And the strike. But it was curling wide, and the frustration there from Rachel Daly. You can clearly see. And Lucy Staniforth going off for Liv McLaughlin. You can see in that replay the sheer frustration from Rachel Daly. Despite scoring, it won't be a game she'll remember fondly. Olga Artinen, Drew Spence. And Liv McLaughlin immediately into the action. Simone McGill. Good work from McGill. Checo will lift it in, Daly will rise for the header, and it will fall possibly for Blinkilda Brown. Becky Spencer comes out and claims it and gets a little bit of a nudge from the young Villa midfielder. A bit of a shove there. Been one of Villa's best players, Laura Blinkilda Brown. Once again though, Sarah Mayling. Cross is deflected, flicked on. But it is a white shirt that gets to it first. And Simone McGill can't react quick enough. Bizet Ilduhay, Angharad James, and Spurs play their way out of defence once again. They really look like a team transformed this season under Robert Villahamn. And the really scary thing about this for WSL opponents is that Spurs are doing this without who many players, many pundits consider to be their first choice striker, who only scored the 12 in 12 games last season, Beth England. Martha Thomas has 7 in 5. So when Beth England recovers, Robert Villahan will have a real striking dilemma of the good kind. Neville. Archer Karatinen plays her way out of trouble. Neville again. Anna Patton. Sarah Mailing with a driven cross. And it is laid off. Blinkilda Brown trying to get to it. Maz Pacheco as well. And Pacheco charges down the attempted clearance. Game is pausing for a Spurs sub. And it is a change at fullback. There's Mitrele coming on and Angharad James going off. A round of applause from the Spurs faithful. Impressive attendance here, nearly 3,000 here, 2,810. And 160 of those are Spurs fans who will be going home very happy indeed. Very impressive away following from Spurs, 160 at lunchtime on a Saturday afternoon. Early start for them from North London. Paying tribute in the first half to one of the most prominent Spurs fans, Rachel, who runs the Spurs Women's blog and is part of the N17 podcast. Great podcast to listen to if you want to keep up to date with all things Spurs. Very helpful in my prep and research for this game. So little tidbits, particularly about players like Celine Bizet-Iruhe and the love and esteem with which she's held in by the fans. The whole team will be held in love and esteem by Spurs at the moment. Martha Thomas in particular. Daphne Van Domselaar has a clearance charge down, and that perhaps sums up Villa's day. And now Villa concede a free kick through a needless handball. Probably heard some language expressing the frustration from an unnamed Villa player as well. Luana Bula, who was quietly doing what she needed to do at centre-back. She and Molly Bartrip have kept Rachel Daly very quiet. And after a period of half an hour or so in the first half, where the Aston Villa wingers were winning the battle with the Spurs fullbacks, that momentum has swung very much the other way. Players who were very influential in the first half, like Laura Blinkilda Brown, who was just fouled there, have had far less of an influence on the game. Lifted into the Spurs area, flicked on, and again Anna Patton was trying to run onto that at the back post, but the ball was behind her, and Grace Clinton brings the ball out as this game seemingly settled into its dying moments. Celine Bizet-Iruhe, though, will chase that down. Iruhe, who, with all the Spurs changes, has moved up front alongside Martha Thomas. Martha Thomas, in fact, is sitting a little further back now. Her work today is well and truly done, a hat-trick. After being considered very much a bit part player by Mark Skinner at Manchester United. She's well and truly being given the chance to shine and show her quality at Spurs. In front of an attendance of nearly 3,000 here today. Sumanen. Making the kind of play you can in your own area when 4-1 up with a minute to go before clearing the ball. And this second half, Villa just haven't really created anything, but now Grace Clinton, one-on-one, laid off for Drew Spence, left-footed strike by Drew Spence, and Van Domselaar will stop that. But every time Spurs come forward, they look menacing, and Aston Villa look stretched, and it's been a pattern, particularly for the second half. Five minutes to go. 5 minutes of injury time for Aston Villa to endure. And now Martha Thomas gets a standing ovation as she leaves the field, and Zhang Linyan comes on, the Chinese international. She will make her debut for Spurs. And also coming on, Kit Graham as well. For the last 5 minutes. And Kit Graham immediately pressing. It's Grace Clinton who is being replaced by Kit Graham as well. Not quite the spectacular impact in this game she had against Brighton, but another very good performance to celebrate her Lionesses call-up. Kit Graham will now be the spearhead. Zhang Linyan drop into midfield. Chinese international Zhang Linyan. That's Pacheco, and again, there's just no connection for Villa up front. Drew Spence is possibly slightly body checked. And Rachel Corsie just pleading her case there. She is on a yellow, Rachel Corsie. So referee Lauren Impey there, perhaps in different circumstances, might have issued a yellow card there. And now Sumanen. And the dying embers of this game ticking down. Can Spurs get a fifth goal? As Mitterrand, good play from the young left back. There she is again. Laid off, and Olga Artinen can't pick up the loose ball. Drew Spence wins it back. And Villa eventually managed to settle the ball down. Robert Villahamn urging his team to keep playing, keep working forward. Get that killer instinct in. He's talked about wanting to make Spurs a team that other teams fear to play. Here is Zhang Linyan. Good cross from the Chinese midfielder, but it is cut out. And now striding forward is Liv McLaughlin, but she can't pick up the loose ball because once again Evelina Sumanen just tidies things up in midfield. Bizet Ilduhay cuts into the area and puts a strike on goal, but that is the kind of strike you expect to see in the 93rd minute from a team that's 4-1 up. She won't be too worried about that. Just trying to drift the ball over Daphne Van Domselaar and getting it all wrong. Sumanen and Artinen combining. That was a good idea by Drew Spence, but nobody had latched onto the run. into the final minute now, and Zhang Linyan has won the ball. Zhang Linyan, but snatched at a shot. And again, loose play. A wasteful pass indeed, and it was Rachel Coursey again, who has had a game to forget, certainly. Really struggled with Martha Thomas all game and gave the ball away for the first Spurs goal. Lucy Parker will drive a crossing. Can Villa get a consolation? It'll fall from Maz Pacheco. Simone McGill in the dying seconds here now. Villa have a corner. Sarah Mailing running across to take this, and it will probably be one of the last actions of a game that Aston Villa will want to move on from very quickly. Can they get a consolation here? Header, and Coursey, what a save by Becky Spencer. It's headed back though by Lucy Parker. And Villa will get a second goal. That's unlucky from Becky Spencer. A fantastic save from the initial header from Rachel Coursey. Flicked on at the near post, Coursey. And then it is Lucy Parker scoring her first goal for Aston Villa. Heading in from close range to slightly reduce the deficit and make the scoreline look a little bit more respectable. It won't be long at all, probably another 20 or 30 seconds or so. The way the Villa players grabbed the ball and went straight back to the centre circle. And we have seen stranger comebacks. But if Aston Villa can get anything out of this game now, it will be one of the great comebacks of the WSL. Here is Mailing. Very nearly picked up by Rachel Daly. And there is a Spurs player down in some pain. And the Villa fans, you can hear the frustration of the Villa fans. It's not often you hear an injured player receive boos in the WSL, but Villa fans there. Just waiting for confirmation of who's down there. Can't see, obviously, with the Spurs medical staff. They do appear to be checking the head and neck area, which is always a concern, but thankfully the player picks themselves up. And that will add a little more time. It is Lorana Bühler, the player who's down. She is able to walk off under her own power, so hopefully that'll just be one of the little knocks that players take during games. Got ball which Spurs will continue to play with, and there must be not long left. We played 8 minutes of a possible 5. Spurs will come forward again. And that will be the last action of a superb performance in the West Midlands by the North Londoners, Tottenham Hotspur. The final score 4-2. And once again, the star for Tottenham is Martha Thomas, a hat-trick from the Scottish international for her 7th goal in 5 games. She leads the WSL by some distance in scoring. Believe it or not, she has also scored 70% of Spurs' goals in the WSL so far this season. 7 of 10. And we're going to take a look at the highlights here the 6 goals in a very eventful game here in the West Midlands. It all started so well for Aston Villa, winning a penalty very early on. Clear penalty, Adriana Leon brought down, and Rachel Daly calmly finishing the penalty here, as she does, to set Aston Villa off in perfect fashion. Unfortunately though, Rachel Coursey giving the ball away, and look at this finish from Martha Thomas for the first of her hat-trick. A beautiful lob. Daphne van Domselaar caught well out of position. Left in no man's land by Rachel Coursey giving the ball away. And Thomas looked up and just lifted the ball over from all of 35 yards. Last action here in the first half, in fact. Cross to the back post. Great cross from Jess Naz, and Ash Neville rising highest at the back post to finish for Spurs. That was after they were 1-0 down. They went in at half-time 2-1 up. And it just got better for Spurs from there. A scramble in the box. Ball eventually falling to Martha Thomas, who hammered that one home. Nobody was stopping that. Absolute rocket. And then a ball through. Coursey caught out of position again, and what a finish that is. Another great strike from Martha Thomas. The Malmesbury miracle, just firing one home. And celebrating, almost embarrassed there as she's got a hat-trick. And then, with one of the last actions of the game, Rachel Coursey nearly redeeming themselves. Amazing save from Becky Spencer, but unfortunately for her, the ball ricocheted straight out to Lucy Parker to score her first goal for Aston Villa. And add a little bit of extra time. But it was far too late for Aston Villa to do anything about it. So, Spurs march on. They are currently top of the WSL. Obviously, that may well change with all of the other games in the WSL still to take place this weekend. But Martha Thomas has 7 goals in 5 games. She has a hat-trick today, and Tottenham Hotspur have a 4-2 win against Aston Villa. Thanks very much everybody for watching. Don't forget you can keep up with the rest of the WSL and Championship action this and every weekend on the FA Player. But from myself, Paul Wheeler, and everybody involved in bringing you this game today from the Bescott Stadium, thank you very much for watching and have an excellent Saturday afternoon.